Hey there everybody, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, the show we do here on Wednesdays each and every week where we take a look at some of the cool new releases that have come out in the worlds of hard rock, classic rock, heavy metal, progressive rock, jazz, fusion. That's kind of the realms and musical genres that we cover here. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new release. It's their 7th studio album from Southern Rock Darlings, modern Southern Rock Darlings, I should say, from Athens, Georgia. Blackberry Smoke, You Hear, Georgia. Hard to believe these guys have 7 studio albums out already. I think I'm only really familiar with maybe 3 of them, and they've been around since the early 2000s, but I had no idea they had 7 already, and they got a couple live albums. Live albums are pretty damn good. So, yeah, I mean, these guys are... again, they're labeled as kind of like a modern Southern rock band. There's definitely a little bit of that country rock, that crossover country thing going on there. They got a bit of jam in them as well. They definitely have some blues influences, but for the most part, they are what you would these modern Southern rock or country rock bands, right? They kind of appeal to both the Southern rock crowd and the country crowd. They're kind of like somewhere in between, but the jam folks like them as well too. So I kind of dig these guys. I wouldn't say they're one of my favorites from the more modern scene, but they're definitely very likable. They're definitely really hard working. They're always out on the road, and like I said, they've been pretty busy with studio albums since they debuted in 2003 or so with Bad Luck Ain't No Crime. So in the band you've got Charlie Starr. All right, on lead vocals, lead and rhythm guitars, you got Paul Jackson on guitars as well, Brandon Still on keyboards, Richard Turner on bass guitar, and Britt Turner on drums. And most of those guys, if not all of them, have been in the band since the very beginning. I think Brandon Still, the keyboard player, is one of the newer guys to join the band, and he's been in with since like 2009, so for quite a while. So yeah, so what do I think of the album? So let's take a look at it first. So it's a digipack thing here. It's definitely very, very Southern rocking looking. Almost looks like an old Grinder Switch album, right? Okay. There's the guy and the crew, and you've got some ladies there as well. So big crew, right? And then we've got the booklet, lyrics, pictures in the studio, all sorts of cool stuff. Pretty neat, pretty thick booklet too. So if you like full lyrics and lots of photographs of the band playing and jamming in the studio, this is definitely, you get your money's worth here. And then of course you got the disc itself, right? So yeah, so I will say it's a pretty fun album. You've got, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new tracks. To Live It Down, or Live It Down, starts things off. Pretty lively, good, Southern fried blues rock tune. Okay, then you've got You Hear, Georgia, the title track. That's really catchy. I think if you're someone who maybe dabbles a little bit in modern country and likes, acts like the Zac Brown Band, you'll probably like You Hear, Georgia. But a lot of this album, what this album reminds me too, in a lot of spots? Little Feat. There's a lot of that kind of like, funkified, countrified, like Little Feat vibe going on throughout this whole album. It's just laid back. It's like, it's got really cool, rhythms and whatnot. And there's like slide guitar all over the place on here. But You Hear, Georgia is like so catchy. I'm amazed that that's like not playing all over, modern country radio. And maybe it is, but I don't listen to radio, who the hell knows, but maybe satellite stations are playing this. But I hear that and I'm like, God, I can't imagine anybody who is into that style of music would not love this song. I mean, I even dig it. I think it's really cool. Then you got Hey Delilah, Ain't the Same. There's a couple of tracks on here that are just a little too country for me. They're a little too like kind of like I don't know. I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say shit kicker country because that's, very old school, deep South, just, and I'm not really into that. All right. And again, I don't mean that as disrespect to anybody. It's just that I couldn't think of any other way to describe it. But, good for what it is. It's just not really my cup of tea, right? Lonesome for a Living, pretty cool song. Then you got All Rise Again. There are a couple pretty hard rockers on here. So All Rise Again is co-written with Warren Haynes, of course, from the Allman Brothers Government Mule fame. And he also sings on it and plays slide guitar on it. Killer song. Again, kind of has that Allman's Government Mule, a little bit of Little Feat thing. And he's singing, co-lead vocals there. And it's very, very cool. Old Enough to Know, pretty engaging song. Morningside, I like that. All Over the Road. Again, the slide guitar is coming out, pretty up-tempo. And then you got the very kind of rustic old Scarecrow, which finishes off the album. I would say probably there's maybe 4 or 5 really up-tempo, good Southern rockin' type tunes. There's maybe 3 of the kind of real old school, very straight country type of thing. And then there's a couple others which are kind of somewhere in between that have good pop sensibility with country flavors and rock flavors and stuff. I don't know. I think it's a fun album. It's good. Is it great? Nah, I don't really think it's great. It is enjoyable. The way I feel about this album is the way I feel about everything I've heard from this band. Every album that I either own or I've heard, I like maybe 60% of it and enjoy it pretty enough. The other 40% kind of really not my thing. But again, it's because they're dabbling in, I think, styles of music that just is really not my cup of tea. But they do enough of what I like to hear. And, my wife says it all the time. I play, stuff by a lot of old Southern rock bands around the house, and she always comes in, she goes, so is this what you consider Southern rock? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, a lot of people today would just call this country. I'm like, yeah, but I think it's more so that modern country has become what Southern rock used to be, I guess. I don't know. But I think it's a fun album. It's a good summertime album. This is definitely, if you're having a little get-together, a barbecue out this summer in your backyard, people out by the pool, you got the grill going, everybody's just kind of hanging out, eating, talking, and chilling, drinking, stuff like that. And you got some people who like rock, some people who like pop, some people who like country, all that kind of stuff. You put this on, you're going to get the attention of most of the people. I think most of the crowd will be like, all right, that's pretty good. Who is that? That's the brand new album by Blackberry Smoke. So that's probably the best thing I can say about this. But fun album. I like a good chunk of it. The rest I don't really care for too much, but that's just me. If I were to give this a ranking, probably maybe about a 3 out of 5 or a 3.5 out of 5, something like that. It's good. It's good. It's fun. Good band. Good hard rockin' band. They just played a couple shows around here recently. I didn't get to either one of them, but so yeah, they're this is one of those bands for years. I know a lot of people who really like this band, and I've wondered, when is this band going to really break big? It hasn't really quite happened yet, although a lot of people are starting to know about them. So maybe it's not far off, but again, they've been at it for a while now, so who knows in this fickle world we live in, right, when it comes to music. So yeah, Blackberry Smoke, You Hear Georgia, good stuff. Like I said, if you like some of the classic Southern rock bands, you like a little bit of the more rockin' aggressive new country stuff, and if you dig Little Feat, check it out. Give it a whirl. I think there's a lot on here to like, and just go check out All Rise Again. That's the song with Warren Haynes on it. That is my favorite song on here. All Over the Road is great too. You Hear Georgia and Live It Down, all really probably my favorite tracks on here. So and Hey Delilah is pretty cool too. It's very that reminds me a little bit of Little Feat meets the band. All right, so check it out. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned for a couple more of these happening periodically during the day. We've got some new products to review today. Coming up, the brand new Toto. So stay tuned for that and a lot more here on the channel. We'll see you real soon. I am Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.